Hey, 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 welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamers Lunch Hour. I am Ranger J 1999, your host and part of the RSG crew. Glad to have you guys here. If you're sitting there watching this for the first time and you're wondering, what in the hell is this? This is the lunch stream. This is where we hang out with you great folks for the next hour or so. We'll do a roster review and we'll answer your questions as they come in, and we'll just have fun and madness as it ensues. And I left my phone on. God, stupid phone. Uh, so that being said, I haven't done that in a while, and I forgot all about the phone, and it just popped up and made all kinds of noises. So let's introduce everybody and what they will be doing. We've with the crew. We've got, of course, the one and only Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, the Troll Extraordinaire.
Happy voting day to all my American brethren, and happy Diwali to all my Indian brethren.
That's right. I don't know the second part, but the first part, damn it, you better get your butt out there and vote. You better go be vote. You better be voting. Damn it. Also joining us, and I don't know if they voted or not, is Grim the Mechanic.
Bah humbug.
Okay, shame on you. Someone I know who hasn't voted yet, and my apprentice, is Xylo Takedown.
What's up, guys?
My apprentice will force lightning you to death if you do not vote.
He already does that anyways.
Well, it'll be extra sauce special, pain in the ass. Also joining us from across the pond, who is not voting because, well, he's British, is Mike.
Good afternoon.
Good
I was
afternoon.
watching The Simpsons the other day. It's one with where Sideshow Bob's released from prison.
Oh.
It's an election one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, don't vote for Mayor Quimby. He released Sideshow Bob. Vote Sideshow Bob. I mean, I'm just thinking, you know what? I'm sure Trump's using them now.
Yes, well, yes. And then last
Don't
but not
forget to vote.
yes,
Sorry.
please vote. It is very important, guys. And then last but not least, we have the one and only Sanely Red here.
Get out and vote. If you haven't voted yet, you can watch this later.
Yeah, get your butt out there and vote. And if you're planning to vote, then that's good too. But you have to participate for this to work, or we'll end up with Finn as like a mayor or something. It's pretty brutal. Nobody wants to see Finn mayor. Go out and vote.
I don't know about that.
What do you mean?
His first proclamation would be more porgs.
Yeah, see, that's why you have to vote. A vote against Finn is a vote against porgs.
That would not be my first.
Well, what would be your platform, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman? If
A
you were
Natalie
running-
Portman and a Jessica Alba for everyone.
Yay! Okay, I'm voting. You got my vote.
I win.
pretty much. I don't care how many porgs are running around. If that's the situation I'm in.
And then after he becomes mayor, there's going to be a change.org petition to blame Finn.
Yeah. As soon as he gets in, it's like, all right, well, we got all this cool stuff, but yeah, we can't. No, this isn't going to work. In fact, no, it's not going to work at all. All right, now, so the way it works for the lunch stream, if you have questions, go ahead and put those in there. Make sure you put the term question in front of your question so we know. It just helps us scoop it up with the software we use. If you haven't already, give us a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It really does help us get our word out there in the YouTube world about what we're doing. And last but not least, check out our Patreon page. We've got that going. And we also have the run for ACS that we're doing. We'll get to that at the end of the show. Alrighty then, Dr. Finn, we have a roster review today, and today we are doing the roster review of RSG Octus Profile. Wait a minute, they're in Reality Skewed Gamer side. We can't do this. We can't do this one, Finn. I'm sorry.
Hey, after all the Dark Lords, you can't be hating on the RSG side.
Yes, I can.
We did enough Dark Lords.
Yeah, right? They're just like everywhere. They're like rabbits. They're multiplying, man. Jesus. 9,000 Dark Lords and a few other people playing this game right now. Jesus.
Over 9,000?
Over 9,000? So, and what does Octave want today there, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman?
So he wants help trying to figure out how to set up his territory war teams.
Okay. Well, Dr. Finn, since this is your guild and you are the guild leader of said guild person, why don't you tell them what you're looking for?
Okay. So our guild is currently just approaching 170 million. And so with where we are, basically every team has to be at least gear 11 for it to be considered a good defense. Now, you do get sometimes strapped, to fill out every single defense, and so sometimes you end up with lower ones. But you should be working towards gear 11 as your primary for all of your main teams. The first main team is obviously Revan, but he does not have Revan, as I do not either. So we'll skip the Revan team for now with his roster.
Well, what about Jedi in general?
Right, so we'll come back to Bastila. So what you're always trying to do is get one kind of breaker team, right, which is a team that's just really powerful and difficult for people to beat. There should always be at least one of those that every roster is kind of focusing on. And Revan is that as you get higher and higher, right? But if you don't have Revan, that team still remains as Traya. Now, Traya does have a lot of counters, whether it's Danger Zone, whether it is
Danger Zone,
whether it is what's the other the Magma Trooper team with Thrawn, right? So there are counters, but the thing is, based on the GP level of your guild, right, those teams are not as frequently present. And so it's important that you still work on those teams. I know a lot of people are discouraged with Traya now that Revan is in the game and stuff, but don't underestimate Traya. Traya is still a really, really good team, especially the lower GPs you go. Now, the higher GPs, there's a lot of counters to it, so it doesn't survive as much.
You know, I hate GG sometimes. I hit Sith, and it took me to First Order. And now it won't let me click on anything. Oh, my God. Why?
Your apprentice is mad at you for bothering his father.
Don't they all just need a Gear 9 mace?
I am the Senate.
So, for this month, an opposing mace is also going to be definitely helpful in beating those Traya teams. And so, after this month, Traya is going to have more use again. But this month, yeah, there is the issue of mace.
I totally stole your idea of using mace as the 5th, and that was so much fun this last Territory Wars.
I allowed everyone to use Mace Windu.
I thought it was Mace, Grievous, and Coruscant Underworld Police.
Yep. And Dooku, Dooku's got that never-ending spamming shock, yeah. Dooku. That was fun too, yeah. I ran him as the 5th and Traya on offense, it was great.
Mm-hmm. And he can actually, so he works as a 5th on the Traya team. And so if we take a look at his Sith, right, in order to figure out what the Traya team is that he should build out, it would be Traya lead with Scion, Nihilus, right? So those three are kind of set. Your Sith Trooper, which you're good on, and then you need a 5th that doesn't necessarily break away from another
someone's
team.
Coming to arrest Dr. Finn.
No, that's not. Yeah. That's not my background.
No, it's me.
Someone's coming to raise.
I've just kicked the hookers and with the blow out of the car.
Run, Mike, run!
That's the worst part. I can get my hookers and blow now.
Oh my God.
So when there's a police chase in England, does the Benny Hill music play?
Every time. In fact, if you caught your sentences extended, if you're not playing the Benny Hill music.
Okay, so in looking at his Sith,
I have them up finally.
Scion, Nihilus, those three, and then Sith Troopers. So you have your 4.
There you go.
Your 5th, you may end up kind of being forced to use Palpatine, but Palpatine and Vader is still a really good combo that you want to keep separate. So I would leave them alone, but you don't have any others right now.
I would, and you could go like maybe Nest on this team, as if you want to be really strong on offense, because I like Palpatine with the Thrawn Magma team, because that really allows you some good control and stuff with what you're doing. So the Sith is fine, Sith Trooper's fine. He's 5-star, but he is Gear 11. That works perfectly fine. Make sure you got a lot of protection on his monkey butt, and then you can go Nest with this team. And I'm telling you, you can put on defense or go offense, and you'll do well. But you have to have a fast Nest.
His Nest is Gear 5, 3-star.
Fail.
So
Finn, you have failed this person.
So
what kind of damn guild leader are you?
So one that doesn't force people to farm things they don't want. So if
how do you not want Nest?
I'm not running.
I would force people to farm Nest and be like, "You will love me for this. Love me."
I can recommend it all the way we want, but we don't.
Dr. Finn, love me. Get Nest.
So, okay, so for the 5th, right, Nest is a good one.
Yeah.
Thrawn is another good one, but again, you don't want to eat him from another team, so you don't want to use him. Palpatine can be a good fit, but again, you don't want to eat him from another team. Wampa is a semi-substitute for that team, but better would be Dooku, especially this month. Now, I would say Dooku even before this month, but with this month, Dooku ends up being a really good fit. But again, he's not a character that you have there. So in terms of a 5th character, you're probably restricted a little bit. You might be looking at a Wampa probably in that spot based on what you have. So I want to take a look at your Night Sisters, though.
Let's look at those Night Sisters.
Okay, so your Night Sisters need work, but in a way that ends up in your benefit. So here's another potential team with Traya that you can use on defense. So here's another potential team on defense you can use with Traya. What you need to do, though, is level up or gear up your Night Sister Zombie. You have to get your Night Sister Zombie now to gear 10 because they changed it, and now a weak zombie is worthless. If you get your zombie up to gear 10 or gear 10 at least, and preferably higher, modded with a lot of speed, because the rest of your Night Sisters are not ready, a team you can use on defense with Traya is actually Traya, Scion, Nihilus, Mother Talzin, and Night Sister Zombie. It's actually a really neat combo because Mother Talzin just doesn't die the first time, and she just keeps on spreading plague. And Night Sister Zombie gets an additional taunt to go along with Scion. And so you get these 2 taunters, you get the spread of plague, and Night Sister or Mother Talzin basically gets 2 reses on her own. And so it's a really annoying team to face. So
I was have you seen the triumvirate which incorporates Ewok Elder as a counter for Revan?
Yes, I have seen that one.
I was wondering what his Ewok Elder's like, because if he doesn't have the rest of the Ewoks, that's another kind of sneaky that you can pop in there.
So his Ewok Elder is 7-star level 10 gear 2. So his Ewoks are not ready for anything. No. But the other thing too, that team doesn't work on defense very well. Right. So that's why I was kind of like making sure like we distinguish between the GP levels, because as you get probably to where you guys are, Mike and Ranger, like Traya doesn't end up on defense as much.
No.
Because there's too many counters to her.
Nope.
Right. Yep. So you save your Traya for offense a little bit more.
That's right.
Where we are, Traya is still dominant in defense. You see the Revens, but obviously most guilds only have somewhere about like 4 to 5 Revan teams, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, but somewhere in that general range of about 4, 5, 6, somewhere there. And so Revens are still not super common, and so Traya still ends up being kind of that dominant walling team, even though there are a lot of different counters to her. And so our Trayas usually end up on defense as a result of that. So but you should work on your Ewoks, as we got little.
Not yet.
Yeah, as a Ewok, you want to work on the 3 Zetas that you're basically missing out on.
So we have Night Sisters. We've looked at Sith. Where do you want to go next?
Okay, so next I want to go to. So I'm looking just at the top of his characters, right, just to see which characters he has. He's a 2.2 million GP. And so we want to try and build teams based on what he has.
We need to get some empty GP into this roster.
God, no! Stop with that.
What do you mean?
No empty GP.
Empty GP is the best way to play the game.
Please don't listen to Ranger. Okay, so we have the Sith team, right? Because I can see that your Traya, your Scion, your Nihilus are towards the top of your characters, so that's definitely one team. The next team that I can kind of see as being built together is your CLS team.
Oh, let's look at Rebels.
That may end up being an offense team, but let's take a look at Rebels and see what we can build from your CLS team.
He's got a lot of nice pieces here. He can go, well, it depends. Where's Chewie Baka?
He does not appear to have bounty hunters. I'm going to take a
tacos.
Not Chewie.
Yeah, his bounty hunters. He has 5 7-star bounty hunters, but they're not geared enough.
Where's Chewie?
So yeah, he doesn't look like he has Chewie.
We need me, Chewie.
By the power of Chewbacca.
No. Oh God.
So your first 5 rebel that show up are probably going to end up being your team. CLS, R2, Han Solo, Baze, and Chirrut. That would probably end up being your main rebel team with your CLS. Your R2 is the one that can kind of be multi-purpose, and so you'll want to have a character to potentially replace R2. The best one is Fulcrum Ahsoka with that team, but again, your Fulcrum Ahsoka is 7-star, but gear 2. So if you want to work on your CLS team, then Fulcrum Ahsoka is probably one of the characters you want to gear up.
Well, a team that I use on defense for a long time.
Over 9,000.
Oh, okay, Mike. Listen here, Mike. You English bastard. Shut up. CLS, Captain Solo, Ahsoka, and Sheridan Baze was the team I used for a long time on defense. But I don't see Captain Solo.
Nope.
So
Chewie. More characters to work on there.
Chewbacca.
So that would basically cover your rebel. Then we mentioned R2, and so let's go to Resistance now, because then we're looking at potentially Jedi Training Rey. And you have a 7-star level 1 gear 1 Jedi Training Rey.
Ah!
You should definitely work on gearing Jedi Training Rey and BB-8.
Why? Why is this a thing, Finn? Why?
That's why he's asking for a roster review.
Finn, why?
So
you have a 7-star JTR. You said nothing. God.
Hey, to be honest, I left mine at like level 50 gear 1 until the Sith raid because I told you.
Are you giving bad advice, Finn? You son of a.
Well, I told you before. I think Jedi Training Rey was overrated until the Sith raid. I don't find her a really great character, but
you suck, Finn.
Sith raid and Territory Wars kind of changed that. But prior to that, no, she sucked.
So
suck. Work on your Jedi Training Rey. Work on your BB-8.
Please.
That'll get you another team.
Please, God.
Not only for the Sith raid, but also another team for Territory Wars.
Please, and do the Zetas. Let's get the leaders. This is priority. JTR and BB-8. I mean, come on, man.
Yep, you need the JTR leader Zeta, and you need the BB-8 roll with the punches Zeta.
And if Finn tries to tell you differently, just come to me and I'll tell you.
No, I don't tell anybody that now.
Well, I'm telling you, Octave, I'm offering you my services. I don't want you to listen to Dr. Finn anymore because he is a potato head. You come to old Uncle Ranger J 1999, I'll get you squared away.
Agreed with me too. She sucked. You don't mess with the sexy Buddha.
I'll mess with the sexy Buddha. I'll throw his monkey ass. I'll get cursed, but I'll do it.
So, Jedi Training Rey, definitely a character. BB-8, you want to gear them up. So R2 will remain on your CLS team for now, based on that setup. You have Emperor Palpatine and Vader that you can use for another team.
Let's look at his Empire.
You have Great Admiral Thrawn, right? So those are all teams that you can work on, or just character that you already have that you can kind of build upon.
Stark needs so what I'm seeing here in his roster is he's in that tween stage, right? Where he's got certain pieces to certain things, but he's missing pieces out of it either by gear or by other things that for a lot of teams that are not rounding up. So we need to get him focused on one team at a time, Finn, is what I'm seeing. He needs to go finish Resistance until they're gear 11. Then go do Night Sisters. Then come back here in Empire and finish up your damn troopers. We got Veer, Stark, Snowtrooper needs to be finished. I mean, so we need to go team by team. His first order just looks like it's done, but it needs gear. So this is what we need to do. We need to get JTR and BB-8 done. Like 85 and gear 11. We need to get our Night Sisters. 85, gear 11. I don't want him doing anything else until those two beautiful teams are done. Because the rest of this, we're just talking as for something in the future to look at. And that includes Zetas, my friend.
Yeah, there's some... So, I think people need to... we've mentioned this before, so I'm going to reiterate it again because I'm seeing this with the roster too. Don't Zeta characters unless they're ready to be used. which means that they need to
Right.
be at least gear 11. I'm seeing a Zeta on Cody at gear 7. You have a Zeta on Bastila, but she's gear 10.
Bastla's okay. Gear 10.
But not a gear 10, she's not.
Well, no,
You
but
have to
he
get her
could
to
take
gear
her. Yeah,
11.
he could take her to gear 11 and be fine with
So
that. But
save those Zetas for characters that really need it. There's a Zeta on Colonel Stark, who is gear 9. You don't even need a Zeta on Colonel Stark, right? But or gear 8. Sorry, his Colonel Stark is gear 8.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a Zeta on Colonel Stark, who shouldn't have one. You have a Zeta on Cody, who shouldn't have one. There is one that I always consider an exception to the rule, and that one is Kylo Ren, and that's because all you needed was a Zeta on him in order to solo heroic AAT Phase 1.
That's right.
Right back in the day when you could escape and stuff, and much easier than you can now, but you can still escape and do the Kylo Ren stuff. And so people Zeta'd him for the solo, and it makes sense. I don't know when you Zeta'd him, so I always give one as a little leeway with that one because there is some reasoning behind it. But Cody should not have a Zeta. Colonel Stark does not need a Zeta, and Bastila.
Well, it's on there now. It'll help him, but
yeah. So Bastila get up to gear 11.
Yeah.
So you need to get your gear 11.
Everyone should Zeta Kylo Ren. I'm amazing.
So, in general, there's very few exceptions. Some actually are in the opposite way, where you may want to wait until gear 12. One, for example, is Han Solo. Like, if he doesn't have his bayonets, his Zeta is good, but without his bayonets, he's kind of a squishy, useless character. He's very easy to kill until you get the bayonets, where he does damage and maybe can take down one or two characters before he goes down. And so Han Solo is like another character where you may want to consider waiting on the Zeta until after. But he already has him gear 12 and whatnot. So not necessarily just for him, but in general for you guys, I would wait until gear 11 before any Zetas, unless there is a strong reason why. And in this particular case, Cody and Stark should not have a Zeta.
Kylo Ren.
But looking at then the kind of the rest of his team, right?
There's a lot of, again, you go through his teams and it's like certain pieces are there, certain pieces are not. I think we just got to get him razor sharp focus, Finn, on these teams. Like Bounty Hunters, he's got a gear 12, Boba Fett, and then there's some other pieces, right? If you go to, I mean, it's on the line. Each team you look at, whether it's Troopers, Bounty Hunters, Resistance, Rebels, he's got good pieces there, but he doesn't have all the rest. So, and I think because he's too all over the place, we need to get him focused. And I think that playing with JTR and the Night Sisters, that's all he needs to do right now. And then we'll come back and do it again.
I may even stray away from Night Sisters, to be honest.
Why? They're amazing.
Because I might want to focus on First Order instead.
You could if you want to go,
his First Order are a lot better geared. So he needs 2 Zetas on that. There are 3 Zetas, I should say.
So we could,
Kylo Ren and First Order Stormtrooper.
Sure, we can go, and they're a great team on defense. So if you want to do First Order, but I still think we need to get that gear and stuff on JTR and BB-8. I mean, he's got the other pieces. It's just sitting there waiting to be used. So if he can get his First Order and his Resistance JTR team going, I mean, that's 2 really awesome teams, one on defense and one on offense that can be used on offense or defense, and then they'll do Night Sisters. But that's what the kind of, from what I'm looking at, this is what he needs to do. And you need to hold him accountable, Finn. You need to be very mean to him.
I am not.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So, yeah, the JTR, BB-8 first. You can pick your second one. You have a few different options there. I want to take a look at his Jedi, though, and see what he has for the Bastila team. So he can run. He needs to get Bastila to gear 11, right? So then you have Bastila.
Let's see.
You have Hermit Yoda. Hermit Yoda could use a Zeta on his Strength Flows.
Yeah, keep farming Hermit Yoda.
But yeah, keep working on Hermit Yoda. You have Kenobi, you have Grandmaster Yoda, so you have 4 solid characters there. And
add an Ezra, and you got yourself a winning combination.
Yep. Or you could even go more of a nuisance and add Jolie, but he's a little bit later as well. Ezra probably gives you more worth than Jolie right now. But yeah. So.
What's his Anakin like?
Not unlocked. No, unlocked 5-star. Level 1, gear 1. All the way at the bottom.
I'm hearing that a 4-star ETA actually has arrived. and is viable.
Yeah, you have to run it correctly under a mace lead, and you have to like kind of tank around it. I think it works well, but you need to build a team around it properly.
Yeah.
The ETA ship definitely has a lot of potential, I think, especially under endurance. It would have been, I think, a lot better. And from what I've seen, it does not appear this way. And somebody in the chat maybe watched some of the other videos. So I haven't been able to watch all of the Game Changer videos and stuff of people testing it. But from everything I've seen, like the abilities are really just limited to endurance, because it's the only one that really does anything with Valor. Like Valor in Endurance's wording is specific to Endurance. I have not seen this work with any other capital ship so far. But with that being said, it does have a lot of prospect under the Endurance lead. The only question is that it's squishy. But it's just as squishy as the TIE Advanced, and so you have to protect it. Like if you don't protect it, of course it's going to go down, and so you just have to be kind of cautious with how you do it. I like it. I think from what I've seen, I like it starting more than off the bench, but I know some people have been testing it off the bench too.
All right.
Yeah, I've been seeing it in my arena shard too with the Executrix lead, and then most people are putting it with like Houndstooth and Sunfac, or I've even seen Houndstooth and Biggs too as well. So it creates the survivability for it, and it keeps the engine going for ETA too.
All right. Anything else we need to look at Octave's roster review here, Dr. Finn?
No, I'm just going through the rest of his like kind of his factions and stuff. So bounty hunters, he has them at 7-star. If he wants Chewie, he needs to work on it. And then lastly, I'm going to look at Old Republic.
The Republic.
Okay, so I don't know what happened with Old Republic, because they aren't there. He has a 3-star Jolie, he has a 4-star Bastila, and no other characters even listed.
He hasn't even unlocked them yet, Dr. Finn.
I hope it's that he hasn't unlocked it, not that he missed the marquee.
I'm guessing that might be the case.
Yeah, if you didn't unlock it, that's fine, but if you missed the marquee, you should probably start working on your Old Republic, so that you can get Revan soon. You should always go towards the legendaries and the journey characters every time they're out. That's what you should farm in terms of shards. Yep. And then in terms of gear, you work on specific factions one at a time. You can spend your guild event tokens. You can spend your guild tokens after you've gotten the characters from there that are restrictive. You have CLS. You have Jedi Training Raid. The only 2 characters basically that I think you're missing right now are Chewie and Revan.
Right.
And so you need to start working towards that.
All right. All right. And if you have any questions, Octave, of course you know where to find us. Of course you know where to find Finn. But if you have any questions for us, you just reach out to us in our Discord and we will get you squared away. Now, if any of you out there in TV Land would like a roster review, all you have to do is send your GG page to Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. Make sure that he does respond when you do, and he'll ask you what you kind of want, and then we'll put you in the queue. We're about 4 to 5 weeks. And then we will do your roster review and get you squared away. And Dr. Finn's really good about making sure you know ahead of time when we're going to be doing your roster review. And make sure he responds, because if he doesn't respond, then he might forget you. That's happened before.
Mm-hmm. It has.
It has. I blame Dr. Finn.
Well, I get so many PMs. I know,
right?
Sure.
It's
That's
really crazy. Yeah,
you can keep me on check. I'm okay.
Yeah, it's. I'm just saying.
I'm okay if you guys message me.
Calm down, Dr. Finn. Fooswa. All right, let us.
It's Goose Fraba.
I'm changing.
I want to play foosball. What the? I miss playing foosball. Foosball is fun.
All right. So anyway, let us get to some questions, because I'm sure we have a lot of questions. I want to run it for this Ewok event. I'm gonna run the CLS team. Why not? Let's put on auto and see what happens. Let's go with Mace and let's go with Churd. Or we cannot do questions and we can just sit here and talk about our feelings and shit.
Well, just waiting for you to be done mumbling.
Really? Oh, hell no. Oh, absolutely hell no. Everyone say goodbye to Stanley Red. This is his last day on RRG.
Stanley for the win!
Trevor Christensen. Question: have any of you tried Mace Lead yet with Anakin's ship? Bulldog 1205 posted a video showcasing Mace Lead with Anakin, Plo, and HT, and it's beating 3 Geos and 2 Geos plus HT lineups with 3-star Annie.
Makes sense to me. I'm telling you, man, Anakin's ship, if you can cover it, is a badass ship, man. Especially as a reinforcement. I'm all about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a Sith, so I'm not running him. I'm running Sith.
You underestimate my power.
If you see them in that double tank lineup earlier, you underestimate. It's crazy.
All right, Sally, you went all roboto, so we didn't hear a damn word you just said. Try again.
Left Star Trek to beam strikes again.
Who do you think you are, Mike?
Who do I think I am?
Where's Grande?
Zorba the Greek.
Yeah, I mean, where's
We
Ted?
need Grande.
My
Yeah,
bazooki.
where is Val Bacon when we need him?
He's out drinking with Ted Danza
Oh,
and Scrooge McDougal.
oh,
He
God.
is Scrooge McDougal.
Oh my
Apparently,
God.
Scrooge is refusing to pay the bar bill, so they might be a while.
God, I have this
Yeah, to
picture of
Grande's
Grande
favorite
just jumping into a pool of chickens.
Oh God.
During the Scrooge McDuck intro to like DuckTales, just jumping.
Life is like an airplane here in Duckburg.
Then he jumps into a pool of chickens.
Yeah. Guys, chickens.
All right, next question. Oh, but yeah, the endurance will work. The ETA just needs a lot of cover, and it's no different than TIE Advance, so it definitely sounds like a viable lineup.
Jedi training bogus. Question: which Star Wars Galaxy of Hero character would you vote for president, VP, and cabinet spots?
There is no vote in the Republic. I am the Senate.
Mace, just for the speech.
I'm sick of all these mother effing senators on this
He'd win hands down.
I know, right?
Who would I want? You know what? I think I would like Fulcrum Ahsoka to be president.
Oh,
because she was at the point in Rebels where she just didn't give a crap anymore, and that's who I want.
And she was very wise. She was,
she was, which would then lead to my VP, which would be Hermit Yoda.
Oh,
I wouldn't want him as president because
judge me as your Canada giraffe.
He's a little too old, right? So he might
judge me by my age.
Yes, indeed I do. And then cabinet members.
I could see Hermit Yoda talking about the millionaires and billionaires.
99%, they are not. More taxes we need.
Oh, God. All right, next question.
Billy Gunn. Question: update this week? Yeah, it's supposed to be towards the end of this week.
Yeah, hopefully.
And
Carrie's been semi-cryptic. I don't know if you followed her on Twitter, but she's been putting things about Kill Bill. It's very cryptic.
I love Kill Bill.
I do, but I don't know what it's. I don't know what it is. Like, she just has pictures of Kill Bill, like two animated gifs.
I know what it means, Finn. It means like she's got all pictures of the RSG crew, like our names written down, and she's gonna hear that music.
God, we're the crazy 88. She's just gonna knock us out.
Dun 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 dun.
God, Carrie's gonna
kill Ranger after the whole Ranger rant over
I know.
Jedi.
I like the whistling song from Kill Bill.
Jedi training bogus. Question: in regards to the road ahead, what's your optimism, pessimism, realistic view?
Optimism is that there's going to be a CLS in December. I don't think it's going to happen, so that's not realistic. That's just me being optimistic. I think.
You mean Jedi Luke?
Jedi Luke. Yep. Jedi Luke journey in December. So that would be me being very optimistic. Pessimistic? Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, I was just going to say something flippant. I was just going to say, so have we got
Well, thank
temporary
God.
roadworks with 8-way traffic lights or something at the moment? Because this road ahead is going to release in December, and it's going to be like, didn't we miss a month?
Yeah, no, I think they'll come out with it because I think there is going to be something in November. So, realistic. So I'm going to do optimistic first. I did that one. Realistic. I think that there is going to be Millennium Falcon. I think we're going to come out with a new Millennium Falcon somewhere in this, probably in December. They're starting to move the bounty hunters into free-to-play locations. So the timing is going to mirror very much what happened with the Old Republic just now with Revan. So I would be ready. I would be farming like Houndstooth right now because it's in free-to-play, right? So start farming that Stormtrooper node and getting Houndstooth if you're not obviously farming something else. Because I think Millennium Falcon will be coming relatively soon and potentially need the bounty hunter ships. Another potential thing is still going to be the Grievous rework. Everything is still pointing towards that, especially with Kenobi being it. I don't think it's just the month of Territory War stuff. I think Grievous is going to get a straight rework, along with maybe a faction pass of Separatists and even Galactic Republic. I don't think there's going to be new clones. Pessimism, which I hate saying this. Pessimistically, I'm afraid that there's going to be a Han Solo event.
Black jacket Han Solo?
No.
For the Millennium Falcon.
Dryden Boss.
Carbonite hand.
No. Han Solo movie.
Oh, Han Solo
Dryden
movie.
Boss, Beckett, something like that. Like maybe they haven't given up on Solo, and now you're going to have to work on Solo while everybody else is like, you know what, I'm going to start working my Old Republic for the next time Revan comes, and then they throw out the Solo because everyone's been distracted by the Revan and whatnot.
Right.
Pessimistically, again, I don't think this one is realistic, but pessimistically, I'm worried that there is going to be a Solo event and potentially not need Enfys. So you'll need young Lando, L3, Vandor, Han Solo. So those would be all the.
Go ahead.
No, that's what I said. Those are all my opinions on optimistic, realistic, and pessimistic.
All right, Nick Merck. Question: when would you predict Revan returns?
January. Earliest. Most likely March.
They might wait until February because that's the Old Republic Sith month.
The Republic.
It could. So here's the other thing, Ranger. They called it a journey of some type, right? Or journey of redemption or whatever it was called.
Sure.
Effectively, though, it was a legendary, right? You needed, except for the unlock aspect of it, it was effectively a legendary where you just needed 5 characters. There was no legendary involved. It was 5 characters, but you needed to get them all to 7-star. So it was a little bit closer to a legendary in terms of the actual game event. It was closer to a hero's journey based on the unlock, right? But if you compare it to the legendaries, then the legendaries have typically, like the ones that are associated with another journey on their second release, have a new version. And so it is possible that you may need the dark side of Old Republic, Sith Assassin, Sith Trooper, Sith Marauder, Nihilus, Scion, maybe even Traya, if they just kind of add the Old Republic tag to all of them. But you need dark side plus Jedi Knight Revan in order to get your Sith Revan. And I know you're not a fan of that. I'm just saying. It's possible that it comes in February because February is Sith month. And February would then indicate that it's going to be a dark side Revan where you need light side Revan. So light side Revan will be released. You need to get light side Revan, and then you take him in for your dark side Revan.
God.
And dark side Revan would need the dark side Old Republic.
The Republic. Yeah, that makes my head hurt. Yeah, you're right.
I know. I'm just saying, I don't know what they're planning on doing with Revan. I mean, they may just leave Revan as he is, because he's a pretty dominant character as it is. So they could just leave him for a while and not have any other Revan release. But since it is Sith month, I mean, they may tie it into that.
So do you reckon they'll bring the droid chips in under the Grievous rework? Because because that's the next stage, isn't it? The expansion of ships with droids, because they've got a tag now.
Yeah,
Or,
I think so.
that might be interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, we're expecting Grievous to get a capital ship probably this month, right? Like he seems to make the most sense to get a capital ship, and so we could definitely see more droid ships with release with Grievous.
Who knows?
And yes, ouchie, I know. I'm just speculating. You should be working on Revan anyway.
She should be working on her Dooku.
I'm not going that far.
I am.
I'm gonna die.
It's time, Ouchie. I'm sick of this. Oh God, here we go. Just she seem to be having difficulty with dialogue. I think my apprentice shorted out his mic when he electrocuted him.
Yep. All right, next question.
Leonardo Dimacolangan.
What the?
Why did CG suspend all the Game Changers accounts? Is CG that pissed that most of the Game Changers spoke their mind about the Revan event?
Well, they asked me and Finn what we thought, and we were like, yeah, it's time to go.
Okay, so so there's a lot of rumors and stuff floating
There's
around.
a ton of rumors.
Here's some of the basics, right? CG is working with the Game Changers, right? So you don't necessarily want to have the criticism, but the criticism that the Game Changers gave regarding the Revan stuff was given in a constructive manner. Most of them gave a suggestion on how to make it better. They're not upset with that. There is probably other stuff related to it, right? One of the things is probably leaks. I think that's one of the things that has been floating around a lot. So I'm not going to pretend like we haven't heard it or whatever. But one of the things that's been going around is that there are potential leaks with Game Changers, and certain Game Changers may have been leaking information. And I mean, that's kind of what here's the thing. It's unfortunate because that is the system that EA has developed upon itself. When you have 5 Game Changers, right, they all get the content, and they're amongst a group of people that are only 5 people that are making these videos. And if it's 5 videos, right, not most people are probably not watching all 5. They're maybe watching 1 or 2, but they might watch all 5 if they really care to. Keep in mind, this is still like competition, right? They're trying to get the views, they're trying to get the hits, they're trying to get the subscribers. I mean, all of this, and some of them are making lists like their livelihood. I mean, so there's a lot to it. When you start making 30, 40 different Game Changers, at some point the market is oversaturated, and all you're doing is forcing competition and getting people to join with one Game Changer over another, or listen to one Game Changer channel over another. And of course, at that point, you're going to have people that are going to be like, oh, well, I can give you some information earlier. And I'm not saying I don't know who, if any, actually did this, but I mean, you can kind of just see it based on just common sense. When you start creating competition amongst 30 people, everyone's looking for the one thing that can differentiate them. And the Game Changers have knowledge before a lot of other people on some of these things. And so leaks are not terribly unexpected. And then we have people that are getting this information that can't keep their mouth shut. And so then they spread it out some more. And so it's there's a bunch of different things that you have to be cautious about with regards to why this is happening. It seems like it is because of information kind of getting out early. And so it looks like they're reworking stuff. But again, it's all rumors at this point. And so I would just wait to see. I would imagine that the Game Changers are going to get their accounts back at some point with some other conditions and whatnot, because them having the accounts did serve a purpose. And it was a purpose that helped the community, so it does them no service in order to not have it, because you're not going to get the exposure for all the new content ahead of time. You're actually going to probably get like a 3-4 day delay between when some people buy and actually make videos and have time to test it. They can't test it fully. You're going to have more people angry with that kind of stuff. So you just have to be kind of cautious about that. But I don't think it has anything to do with the criticism aspect. They've gotten plenty of criticism before. Hell, we have ranted like 1 billion times, and Carrie was still willing to give us an interview. So it has nothing to do with I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that they provided constructive criticism.
Real quick too, like an outside perspective, maybe. What if it could be like a level cap increase? I mean, that's kind of something that nobody's really touched on. I mean, think about it. There's over 160 characters plus the X amount of ships. It would take a while for them to update all those kind of statistics with a 5-level increase, right?
So there would be no reason for them to shut down the Game Changer account for that. Guaranteed, they have their own dev environment where they can play around with it. So my guess is that they have 4 different environments where they're testing. They have their development environment, which is pretty much just the artists and the programmers and stuff as they're putting all that stuff together. Then they have the Game Changer environment, they have the beta environment, and then they have the production environment, which is what most of us are playing on. And so they just push things out from one to the other. There's no reason why they would have had to shut down the Game Changer environment because they're working on a level cap increase. Unless they wanted them to test it and they didn't trust it or something or other. But it wouldn't make sense, at least from a computer standpoint, because I mean EA is a big company. I'm sure CG also does these kind of things. You have multiple environments for the game. They're not just running on 2 or 1 or 2 or something. So yeah, I would highly doubt. Now there may be a level cap increase. I think a lot of people suspected with Heroic Sith that their intention was it to be really difficult and potentially increase the level cap and then make it easier for people, but people were defeating it too early and they may have held off. Now, again, that's just speculation, that's rumor, but it has been discussed as something that they may have planned. But we'll see what they do. Keep in mind that the raid bosses are level 100. So they've already included something in game that goes up to at least a level 100. So at some point we're going to get the increase in level. That's
the main reason why I've been thinking about it, because I mean we started speculating about it at the beginning of this year, and here we are coming on 2019. Level cap's going to be bound some point, so that's just me speculating out loud.
The one benefit for them in terms of kind of the growth and expansion of the game is, while I don't like how they did it, the end result of Mods 2.0 allows them a lot of flexibility in order to grow your roster, because they basically funneled you into 6E. You don't have any option to get to 6D, right? You're stuck with 6E. With mods, you could go anywhere with 5s, right? You can get anywhere from 5A to 5E, and there are different ways to go about it. And now there's more with slicing, but 6-dot mods, you're stuck. And so now you have the ability to force progression from 6E to 6D. With whatever next challenge that you have, and you can increase your stats accordingly. You can then go from 6D to 6C, and then B and A, and then you can push 7-dot mod. So they basically allowed themselves 10 different iterations of roster growth with mods, just going from 6E to 7A. And so they provided themselves a nice little buffer there to grow the roster without necessarily increasing level. But at some point, everyone's going to have accumulated too many credits, and I'm sure we're going to see the level cap increase.
Chewy, question, is Bastila still worth Zetaing if she's not gear 12/pusher to gear 12 from 11, and my Jedi are meh, considering I don't have Revan yet, and we don't know when he'll return?
Yeah, gear 11 is what you need, not gear 12. And yes, she's still worth the Zeta, especially if you don't have Revan. You can run Bastila team with other Jedi, Grandmaster Yoda, Hermit Yoda, General Kenobi, or Old Ben, Ezra. I mean, Bastila is still a decent team, especially in territory wars. Now, Arena, it may make a difference. Arena, Bastila is pretty much phased out at this point. Bastila just isn't worth it in Arena. Territory wars she is, so Zeta on her can still go a long way.
Yeah, and making 2 Jedi teams either way.
Mm-hmm.
Helenix, question for a Ranger. What Zetas and in what order are the best first order Zetas to do? Is one absolutely needed? Are any absolutely not worth it? Are some mediocre but okay, assuming unlimited Zetas?
Ranger.
Did Ranger go on mute?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was sneezing. I was trying to fight the sneeze. So for first order, the 3 absolute Zetas you must have is the 2 on Kylo Ren and the 1 on first order Stormtrooper. And there's debate on which order you should do it, but obviously it's Kylo Ren's leader. Then some people say do first order Stormtrooper and then finish up the last one on Kylo Ren. And this is Kylo Ren Unmasked. Now, I do have the one on Kylo Ren. It's nice to have, but it is not necessary. Those other 3 are. And the rest of the Zetas on the team, you don't need. Period. They don't really do much. For your first order team, you basically want the 2 on Kylo Ren and the 1 on first order Stormtrooper. Now, if you want to put a 1 on Kylo Ren, or if you have 1 on Kylo Ren already, because a lot of people do because of what we've talked about previously, then that's fine. But other than those, that's it. You don't need anything else, and the team works fantastic the way it is. The key one is first order Stormtrooper. He's the one person that you need besides that because his Zeta allows him to counter to a whole bunch of stuff that really makes him one of the better tanks in the game. But really, the philosophy of the team is first order officer speeding up everybody. So is Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren Unmasked is protecting everybody. First order Stormtrooper does his thing and is speeding up folks and countering, and they're all countering and assisting. And really, it's about first order executioner going in and Kazan chopping everything in sight. That's really all it is, and this is a great team on defense because it regens health and protection, and it's a pain in the ass team. And if first order executioner gets going, he will start one shotting your characters because he hits that hard.
Yeah, like Kylo Ren Zeta's the DACA for the Night Sister team, right? Like you don't need it, but it's a big plus.
It is a very big plus. It's not necessary, but it is good. Now the other Zetas on the team, like Pilot and stuff, no, you don't need it. Don't do it.
The fun part of this question is like, how'd you do the Zetas, right? Like I did Cruise first, and then did First Order Stormtrooper last. But there's a lot of different variations I've heard through the community. So
yeah, some say do Kylo Ren's leader, then do First Order Stormtrooper, then go back and finish Kylo Ren. But go ahead, Mike.
Oh no! I was just gonna give it from the other perspective that when Zetas first came out, I did do Phasma. I did do First Order TIE Fighter Pilot.
I'm sorry, Mike.
And Kylo Ren. And to be
honest, you got them all.
Yeah, it's just gathering dust. I mean, the Phasma one, I was thinking as you were saying about Kylo Ren Unmasked, the Phasma one would only really become viable if there was a Kylo Ren-esque U2 introduced, First Order obviously, who would heal them on their, if they had buffs, or find a way of giving them health and protection regen or something. Because it's a fun Zeta. I mean, they go absolutely berserk. I mean, they really do. It's just an assist fest. Think of it
can
kind
even
of like
use
CLX.
Yeah,
First Order, but unfortunately, they're as squishy as hell, and yeah, it doesn't last long enough, and they die.
You use Phasma like Rex, like the leadership to call to assist, but you don't have many tunes that are worth pulling apart from your roster at the same time. So,
yeah. Chewie, go ahead.
All I was just finishing off saying, it's a shame that First Order have been forced to go under Kylo and not have an option of Phasma.
Phasma.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Got a shiny suit.
Go ahead, Ginger Vitus.
Chewie, question: do the quests seem like a good roadmap to tunes that should be geared up, or is it more just vanity projects?
Vanity.
Yeah.
It's straight vanity.
Oh, can I strike fear in people again?
Yes, Finn. Strike fear in the hearts of men.
You may need the Jedi stuff in order to get Jedi Luke moving forward.
Oh my god.
Ew.
You must have the quest title in order to unlock Luke. There you go. That would be one of the awfulest things they could do, but I'm just throwing that out there.
I hate you, Finn.
I hate you so much, Finn, too. God, you're such a turd.
I'm publishing Cargo Contraband later on today.
Yeah.
I did it yesterday, obviously.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But oh my, as soon as you get a 7-star Houndstooth, that event just beforehand, I was able to do it because I've got the 27 Millennium Falcons to choose from. None of them piloted by Han of Chewie, of course.
Right.
But I do have all the Millennium Falcons and was it Ghost, Phantom, and I think it's Boba Fett. But,
yeah, Boba.
As soon as you get a 7-star Houndstooth who's farmable, free to play, that event is just like, oh, that was quick. Sorry, just saying.
No, we're letting you say it.
Yeah.
And
cool.
now we're done.
There you go. Yes.
Next question.
Okay, Chewie, question. What would be the best gear levels for bounty hunters to get Chewie, and what is the optimum lineup?
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Range has a little experience with this.
Yeah. It's Zeta Bosk, Boba Fett, Greedo, IG-88's not needed. I like him because of what he does, but you have to have Zeta Bosk, or he's just there to basically be their whipping boy. Dengar. Now you can substitute Cad Bane, Zam, any of these other bounty hunters in for IG-88, but Zeta Bosk is key and Dengar is key. They all need to be gear 11 at least. Now, the reason Bosk is because with his Zeta and what he does, it keeps the team alive. You can take a lot of damage, especially once you get their payout done. Then it's game over. The other key component of this, and people don't realize this, is that Dengar is the key to winning that, because once he takes a damage, he goes to stealth and he prevents all the other characters from going into the stealth. Right? Greedo's amazing because he can triple tap Boba Fett, of course, because Boba Fett does what he does. You can ability block them, so you can do the same thing with IG-88. Now that's the lineup I use to beat it, and but the most important part of this, guys, is Zeta Bosk. You have to have Zeta Bosk. Now it can be beaten without Zeta Bosk, but then you have to up your character's gear level to 12 because they cannot take the hits from that team, period. And then you need a little bit of RNG in there. Now, if you are farming and you want to go with like a Jango Fett lead and stuff like that, that's a different story. Not many people are farming them or have those characters. Now, if you are working on them, great. But for the most bang for your buck, and it's just a great character to have anyway, it's Zeta Bosk. I'm telling you, if you get Zeta Bosk, add the other 4 characters at gear 11, you're fine. That's all you need, and you'll beat the event. If you go a different route, then you're going to have to up the gear requirements on those characters. Because those rebels hit too hard. I don't care how you mod them and stuff, they are going to get crushed because they don't have any armor, so they can have all the health and protection they want. They get smoked. It is absolutely ridiculous how hard those characters hit, especially Chewie and Han and Leia. God in heaven. Oh, it's so awful. I'm having nightmares thinking about those 9 hours. But once you have Zeta Bosk in, it's over. He taunts, he takes the damage, he's doing his thing, and it's a done deal. So that's kind of what I would say is where you need to go. Does anybody else disagree with that? I dare you.
Nope. The only thing I would say is, you've already covered it, is Dengar. Dengar. You're going to go Bosk because Bosk is a great character. You might be overlooking Dengar. Dengar is the linchpin for that. Like you said, Bosk takes the hits, Dengar prevents the stealth, and then you unleash hell on them and you get yourself a Chewie.
Yep. And it's amazing because as soon as I got Zeta Bosk, I beat it immediately. And he was only gear 11 at the time. He was not gear 12. You only need those guys and I think Dengar was gear 10. But it made the world of difference in being able to beat that event.
Yeah, a buddy of mine did it with Gear 8 Dengar. Everybody else is Gear 11, like the original trilogy bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Gear 8, I was like, wow, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, but if you have Zeta Bosk and he's Gear 11, you're good. He is that ridiculously good. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Chewie, question: what is the lowest GP that anyone has completed heroic Sith Triumvirate raid? Is it worth running a Sith raid at 100 million GP?
I don't know what the lowest GP is. I know one last time I'd even heard of anything was 120 something million GP had done it.
No, there's been lower.
Yeah.
There's
There's
been,
been like
that's what I said. I haven't heard it in a
103.
while. Yeah, I don't know. So it's
yeah,
not
I've seen
about
105, but again, it's not the GP
it's
that
what
matters.
it's the gear of the it's the characters and the
It's
gear.
all the characters and
The
stuff you have.
rosters,
So you
yeah.
need like 20 to 25 Jedi training raid teams in order to get through phase 1. You need reasonable teams in phase 2 in order to do damage, whether it's Machine Gun Leia or your Wampa team. Now you can do some other stuff. Phase 2 can potentially be dealt with as kind of a Zerg squad. Where you just like release people's characters. You can do that at the end of phase 4 as well, but you can treat phase 2 in that same manner. Phase 3, you need Chex Mix or like the Greedo Mix teams, preferably Chex Mix, because Greedo Mix most people don't have at that GP level because most people don't invest in Greedo that early. So Chex Mix, how many of those do you have? You need probably about 20 to 25 of those as well.
Night Sisters.
And then Night Sisters, you need about 10 of them with Zeta Asajj lead. If you have that, then it has nothing to. It really doesn't have that much to do with your GP. You need specific teams in order to do it, and so you need a coordinated guild. You need a guild focused on the particular teams. You'll need leadership that distributes and makes sure that they have the 20 to 25 teams in each of the different phases. So that's what you're kind of looking at. So. The lowest I heard was 105. Helenix is saying there was a 102.
Sure.
So it doesn't surprise me. Again, it's what teams you have, not how much GP do you have.
Right. Word?
Wargo 128. Question: is there a potency check on TMR in phase 4 of Sith Raid? Have long runs on main, short on alts using Night Sisters.
Is there a... Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Is there a potency check on TMR in phase 4 of Sith Raid? Have long runs on main, short on alts using Night Sisters.
Oh, okay. I got the question now. No, I do not believe so because I've hit Nihilus several times before, and I can still see the turn meter reducing. So I don't think it runs through potency because he would definitely be resisting at that point with his tenacity after I hit him like 800 times. So I don't believe there is a potency. I think it's just straight the 50% chance with Asajj lead.
1L73 question: did I miss an episode somewhere? When did we let Mike switch from being cheeky to flippant?
Oh, snap.
Mike?
Your repose, sir.
I told him it's Flippant Tuesday. He's made a note.
There you go. It is Flippin' Tuesday.
Virga Grande Chingon. Question: when are we getting fleet management? It would be nice to have saved fleets for territory wars.
Oh, Chewy.
I hope so. Yeah. The problem is the way, so I can tell you what one of the issues is, and I don't know if this is what's causing the delay, but it's definitely one of the problems with setting up the presets with fleet. If you notice in Territory Wars how it's only displaying the starting lineup, right? You don't see the reinforcements and stuff. You would need to change the interface in order to show not only the 3 main ships and your capital ship, but also your 4 reinforcements, and that's a UI change, and those kind of changes aren't very easy to go across. They would have to change the display of how you see your squads if you save a fleet, because right now it's just preset with the 5 characters that you have with Arena, and so they kind of fill it a little bit in like Territory Wars and stuff with the capital ship and then the 3 ships, and so they have a little bit of a different setup there. So it requires UI work, the interface work, and so that's probably why they're not keeping it as a top priority. That would be my guess. It is just from a coding standpoint, like that's a lot of extra work in order to try and integrate that. I'm sure they're looking into it for quality of life, but I just wouldn't assume that it's coming anytime soon.
Revan.
Andrew Sweeney. Question: don't you think it's more likely we get Grievous ship from the raid and Newt gets a capital ship? Newt's capital ship has been in game data for a long time.
What did you say?
It's possible. I just
We don't know.
if they do something on I mean, if they're doing stuff with separatists, and I mean, that's possible.
If they could both get capital ships, and then we can go, now there are two of them.
God, Jesus. Oh,
I don't think they're going to do both of them kind of back to back, because that would throw off the light side, dark side ship balance. Because right now we're at 2 and 2. I think they're going to try and keep it even. And so we'd probably get a dark side and then another light side. I'm just trying to think what you could get on the light side as a Galactic Republic, because they may introduce a Galactic Republic in addition to Endurance, like another capital ship there, but I can't think of what they would add.
Maybe like GK.
Well, GK would just be a regular ship. He wouldn't get a capital. Like, they have a bunch of opportunities for like regular ships.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be a capital ship on the light side next. Like, I'm thinking the next light side one is going to be Resistance, just based on like the TV show and all of that. So I think Haldo is probably the next on the light side that's destined for a capital ship. But light side.
And then
I
you
think
offset with First Order, and then light and dark off again.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be Newt. I would still say it's going to be Grievous because it'll just fit in with his rework, but I can see Newt as well.
Matt Bailey, question: every month I record all the stats for our guild. Then I use all that data to write a report on who's been growing and improving the most. Everyone seems to like it, and I think it's helped with guild retention. What do your guilds do to enhance community and have fun with your guilds?
We give away cars.
That's a whale guild right there.
We take the best player from your guild and then put them in our guild.
God damn.
He's not wrong.
Oh, God.
Not wrong.
We're the Yankees.
About right.
Oh, my God. No,
we
that's wrong.
try to do some fun stuff. Like, we have raid bonuses with Rancor, where you have to use like a specific character in your lineup, and we see who does the most damage with that character and stuff. I don't think most people, we haven't gone the route because, okay, so this was kind of mentioned with the roster review too, as he's somebody in the guild. But once you start trying to monitor somebody's roster and stuff, like you can, but people start comparing, and you get some people that say like one person's not improving as much as another. I know the numbers because I see it. I have all the files and stuff, so I can do that comparison. I just don't bother doing it.
Yeah, for us, I mean, we track like not. So for us, we track how people are doing in territory wars and stuff like that, right? But it's such a competitive atmosphere. Everyone's talking with everybody else, trying to get better. Just the environment itself makes it fun because people are looking at teams and talk with one another about what's this do and everything. I just enjoy reading MC chat because I just go in there. I don't really say a lot because I'm just sitting there reading everything that everyone's putting out, and it's really good information and stuff. So I just get a kick out of that. But when you're in guilds like MC, TI, I mean, the guys there are very competitive, but they also want to see everybody succeed. So they are working together, and they will, if someone brings up a roster, like we have a section just for rosters, and people will say, well, what about this? And then people will go at it and debate and say, well, this will work, but this won't, and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, Xylo can back me up on that, but we don't do any, like, we have in the past, like, we've allowed if someone got, like, we had a mod challenge, like, if you could get the high speed on a mod, then you were able to take first in the raids and stuff like that. I mean, the stuff like that we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I like the competition, man. I mean, especially because like territory wars is like our bread and butter. You know what I mean? Like they don't really stress about arena ranks so much as long as you're getting a good general crystal income. But I love the competition and going back and forth and seeing what you can rank and all that kind of stuff as well. Banners.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've just had a butcher's our pit raid, and someone's pipped me. I had 18,000 with my IPD. We're IPD in today. So it's just the Imperial probe droid. You send it against the 3 piggies, and yeah, someone Toby Sums beat me. He's on 21,625. He's beat me by $3,000.
That's son of a bitch.
I like that.
But,
That sounds fun.
It is. So we just, I got shot down when I requested, can we ever go with Revan? Not everyone has Revan, apparently.
No, they don't.
but yeah, I mean, it's fun.
And we should
also
let us not mention his name again in this while we're doing this stream. Okay, Mike,
sorry.
if you don't mind.
Yeah. So I asked if we could use Voltron, but apparently not everyone has Voltron.
Someday we'll get Voltron in the game. That'd be great.
Next question.
But
We're out of questions.
Hooray!
Yay, we did it, guys. We worked together as a team. We answered all the questions. Good job, guys. All right. So if you're watching this, you're watching the Reality Skewed Gamers Lunch Stream. We do this Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. And that's why we ask you guys to subscribe, because we do a lot of live streaming. I don't think we've got game night tonight, Dr. Finn. Have we decided on what you guys are playing?
No, we are actually not doing it.
Because it's the elections.
It's election night. I have some stuff going on too on my side. We'll no Tuesday Night Gaming officially for a stream tonight, but later in the evening. So if you guys aren't aware, if you're on the RSG Discord, you'll see this. But pretty much every night now, we're playing Heroes of the Storm. So if you guys are playing, you can join us. And then also like a game of Evil Apples, which is basically the mobile app for Cards Against Humanity. And so you guys can join us for that. We pretty much do a game every night at this point. So you guys can definitely join us for those. So we'll probably be playing later tonight, just not on a stream. And I'm not sure what we'll play. We might still just do Borderlands or something for fun.
Sure.
Or we might do Heroes of the Storm. So make sure you guys are on the RT
Discord
so you guys can see.
Heroes of the Storm. Also, remember tomorrow night we have our Wednesday night stream, the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community. Saturdays we have Jedi Academy. I am going to do some Battlefront this week, I promise. People have been asking me, but it's just been really busy. I'm in the final stretches of school, so it's been crazy. I'm sitting here just reading all this ridiculous nonsense. But it must be done, for I must finish. I have 6 classes left, and I must finish them and get my bachelor's. Sorry. But I will get to some Battlefront probably Thursday.
Shame on you, Mike.
What did Mike do?
Did you read what he wrote in chat? He said his election night, date night in Japan.
Well, he's not wrong, Finn.
Awful.
Why is that awful? It's truth.
Hang on, I've got a call coming through from the Japanese embassy. I might be a while.
Okay.
They might be kicking you out for being racist.
That's not what. That's not racist. Shut up, Finn.
It is. Do you not understand what he said? Is election night date night in Japan?
Every night's a date night in Japan.
You're missing it.
No.
Oh my God, Ranger! I don't know.
It's an LR thing.
Mike's not wrong.
Well, while we're talking about racism, have you guys heard Finn's Kermit the Frog?
Yeah, that's pretty potent. And then Sundays we have our D&D campaign. So we got a lot of stuff going on, guys. And also, so give us a thumbs up on the video. It really helps us get our streams out there in the YouTube world. Subscribe. It helps us with monetization. If you haven't checked out our Patreon, love our Patreons. They are supporting us. If you haven't checked out our Patreon page, please check out our Patreon page. And Dr. Finn, we're doing this half marathon run here in April for the American Cancer Society. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about it?
Sure. So in April 2019, we'll be going to Walt Disney World and running a half marathon at the Run Disney Star Wars Rival Run event. And we are raising money for the American Cancer Society. And that is our charity campaign that we're working on for 2019. And we've been working closely with the American Cancer Society. It's been a really fun partnership. And so we are planning on getting the Tiltify page up to you guys, where there's going to be a bunch of rewards and stuff for you guys to purchase and donate and have some fun. That's all going to be tomorrow. We'll be revealing it. We have some of the stuff up there. We'll be adding more to it, and all leading up to our big stream on December 15th.
Word.
And I'll get that event set up here soon, and that's going to be when we're doing a live stream for 12 hours and raising money for the American Cancer Society. We'll be getting some guests, and we'll be playing games, and all the fun stuff that you guys like. So just keep that ready. We'll have a big announcement tomorrow on the Wednesday night stream, and I think that covers it.
That's right. So on behalf of myself and the RSG crew, enjoy the rest of your day. Get your ass out there and vote. I'm serious about this, guys. Nothing pisses me off more than people that bitch about government and then don't vote. If you don't participate, you don't have a voice because you're not using it. And I don't care what you vote. Vote Republican, vote Democrat. It's about participating. It's the only way this damn system works if you get your ass out there and vote. Don't make an excuse. Get out there and vote. Be a part of the solution, not of the problem. So on behalf of myself and the crew, have a great rest of your day. We will holler at you guys later. Be safe, take care, and we will see you when we see you. Catch you on the flip side.